Guys and dolls, I'm hoping you can hear me. So I'm going to read you this article. It's kind of lengthy, so I'm going to get to it. She has a lot of credentials. She is a counselor. She counsels families and couples. She's an EFT relationship specialist, clinical researcher, Supreme Court certified family mediator, qualified parenting coordinator, adjunct professor, and medical health care marketer. So she's got a whole bunch of credentials behind her name, and she wrote this article that I'm going to read to you. So here we go. The name of the article is "The Closet Eviction: Unmasking the Latent Homosexual Covert Narcissist." Okay? So this is her talking about, this whole thing. So she says, in my experience, it is common for a covert narcissist to be gay or bisexual and to always use a woman as cover. The woman is their mask. It's also called a beard, okay? To appear straight to the outside world, covert narcs operate in complete secrecy. Manipulation and deception is their specialty, okay? A common theory regarding the fluid nature of a narcissist's sexuality involves their inability to maintain object constancy. Anyone who's ever known a narc personally or intimately understands the truth of this statement perfectly. It's in a narcissist's very nature to change their minds about anything and everything in a split second. They bore easily, need constant stimulation, and have a hard time committing themselves to any one place, person, or set of principles. They prefer to keep their options open while keeping their agendas hidden. Their need for constant admiration and pleasure-seeking thrills drives them to experiment with anyone and anything, anytime and anywhere. They do whatever feels good to them without any hesitation. The rules do not apply to a narcissist. While some narcs may be completely homosexual, most of them view gender as trivial and inconsequential when it comes to meeting their needs for excitement and supply. A narcissist has no internal brakes to apply whatsoever. They don't question themselves or allow others to question them. They don't respect others, value outside opinions, or honor anyone else's standards, and they never concern themselves with other people's feelings. They have no boundaries and no capacity to recognize the validity of anyone else's. They're elusive, predatory, opportunistic shapeshifters who live in a manufactured fantasy world. Their world revolves exclusively around them and exists solely to elevate their status and serve their endless needs. The fact that so little is known about the true sexual nature of a narcissist should come as no surprise. Everything they intentionally do is meant to deceive, confuse, and remain hidden in plain sight. Very few people know what's really going on behind a narcissist's mask. Those who do, professional or otherwise, have a hard time establishing their shifty personality disorders as fact. They're magicians and clever chameleons capable of masterminding anything. Any disordered type of narcissist will fiercely guard their true nature and questionable identity from everyone they meet. The success of their charade depends on total anonymity. Self-preservation motivates them to manipulate or destroy anyone who threatens to reveal them. All narcs lack a neurotypical conscience as well as a fundamental inability to connect emotionally with anyone, which I told you that they will connect to objects. In fact, they actively distance and disengage from anyone who gets too close to them. Getting too personal or emotional with the narcissist is the one thing they all fear the most, which is why when we went out with his little friends, he acted like he didn't know me. They can't really connect to you. Everything they do is a charade. Okay. Additionally, it's classic textbook behavior for all narcs to exhibit an inability to feel remorse, regret, responsibility, or empathy. She puts empathy in capital letters. These are the very dynamics that make it possible for covert, narc, or otherwise to be homosexual, pansexual, or bisexual in orientation. They're uninhibited, unrestricted, and reckless by nature. For them to use another individual or a woman to accomplish their objective is a given. But the burden of having to live with such a distorted, disguised, uncertain reality is a mind-shattering, earth-shaking, identity-stealing nightmare. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. It's outrageously unfair and egregiously deceptive for any gay or bisexual man to marry a woman who believes they have an exclusive, committed, traditional, and mutually understood relationship together. She is there solely to exist as his scapegoat, his object of constant ridicule, and his target for unrelenting rejection. Anyone who engages in such a practice is an obvious covert narcissist. If a person believes they have a right to take whatever they want whenever they want without any fear of consequence or feelings of remorse for the damage being done, they meet the diagnostic criteria and the very definition of a shameless, self-centered narcissist. If a gay or bisexual man feels entitled to marry a woman for the sake of protecting their image and their appearance in society, what does that tell you? It tells me that they feel superior, entitled, comfortable living with lies, and that they do care more about protecting their appearance than they do about protecting the people they supposedly love, who sacrifice their whole world to build a relationship with them. It's a criminal disregard for other people's rights that enables them to treat women like property. The reality of being tricked and forced into such punishing existence is no less than hijacking someone else's life completely. Any woman being fooled and led blindly into such a relationship loses their ability to participate in a genuine, loving relationship. Some even unknowingly sacrifice their ability to have children with these pretenders. Eventually, these women lose all sense of direction and any expectations for having a normal relationship. Their lives are destroyed and their future is corrupted. Their identity and self-esteem have been irrevocably dismantled. A gay narcissist never had any intentions of committing to a woman in the first place. They alone knew what they were getting into and made that choice for themselves. They also choose to keep engaging in same-sex relationships on the side while making their partners feel inadequate or responsible for the sudden lack of intimacy and understanding in the relationship. It's a cruel, oppressive, and manipulative relationship from the start. It begins ultimately shattering to any woman subjected to that kind of unmentionable abuse. The collateral damage this causes affected family members or children involved is equally heart-wrenching. If a gay man chooses to become involved or to marry a heterosexual woman, that's his choice, but it's only fair and right to give any woman full disclosure and the same opportunity to make an informed choice for herself. Gay people deserve all the same rights as any human being, but they don't have the right to assume the rights of anyone they get involved with. The act of discriminately doing so negates their partner's free will and subjects them to being treated as less than human. No one should be made to serve as a sacrificial shield. If you're a gay man and you're subjecting a woman to your covert lifestyle, you're forcing her into the same kind of soul-wrenching, confounding, isolating closet you desperately seek to escape. How is that not similar to making someone an indentured slave or kidnapping them and forcing them into a life of sex trafficking? Either way, it's a loveless, calculated, hostile takeover of someone else's life. Unless you've been through this or you actively engage in perpetrating this scam, you have no idea how devastating the reality is. I know some men who cheat with other men just to purposely skirt the laws of adultery they may be subjected to, or that meet with their applied definition of infidelity. If that's how you justify your actions, you're the worst kind of narcissist and a truly despicable human being. So as I said, she is a counselor of individuals, families, and couples, EFT, relationship specialist, clinical researcher, Supreme Court certified family mediator, qualified parenting coordinator, adjunct professor, and medical health care marketer. So she's got a whole bunch of credentials behind her name and a whole bunch of experience. So, yeah. So what this person would do, the person I was with, he used me as a beard. He hid me, showed me to, paraded me around in front of his family, paraded me around in front of his so-called friends. I don't know. He pretended he didn't know me when his friends were there, did not touch me, did not have eye contact with me whatsoever, just wanted to be seen with me, and that's all. So we were together for a few months, and that was too early for me to ever be alone in his house. So there would be no such thing as, I gotta go put some gas in the car, I'll be right back. No. There will be none of that, because we haven't been together that long for you to stay in my house. But he didn't have no problem using me as a beard to his parents, pretending he's straight when he's not. Okay? He had no problem using me. All right? The motherfucker used me. All right? And will lie and lie and lie and lie and say he did not. He did. He did. He will be straight as an arrow for his parents because he kisses their asses, because he wants to get Christmas and his birthday to come at the same time when they die. He's counting down the days and years for them to die. He cannot wait for them to die. Can't wait. Can't stand them. Cannot stand them. Talks about how they're not good people. But when he's in a good mood or in the mood to lie, he'll say, well, they've changed their ways. No, he said that they were bad people, but yet he will kiss their ass, pretend to be straight. He's bisexual. He'll pretend to be straight and everything else. Whatever mommy and daddy want is what they're going to get. That's just the way it goes. So, yeah. I got used. I was used. He's trying to perpetrate straight. He also wanted to keep his sexual options open, which is another reason he didn't want to show any affection to me in front of his buddies, because maybe there's people there that he's attracted to, and they always want to keep somebody in their back pocket. I'm not touching her. I'm not talking to her. We're just buds, and we're not even that. Well, now, motherfucker, you're single, so you can go fuck men, women, birds, giraffes. I don't give a shit what you do. I'm just glad I got away from you, and I'm glad the other young lady got away from your dumbass, and she only went out with you once, and she discovered that you're fucking nuts, and everybody else discovered that you're fucking nuts. So yeah, bisexuality is not uncommon with narcissists. The spiritual whistleblower SWB on YouTube mentioned that before, that there are plenty of narcissists who are bisexual because they feel entitled to be with whoever the hell they want to be with. He's also lost because his parents did not love him. When you look at how he turned out, that is believable, because that's where the mental distortion and the mental illness forms. It forms in their childhood, and they become some very sick, demented adults, and he definitely fits the bill for that description. Anyway, that article was really good. It's kind of late, so I was surprised that I was able to read it. Stumbled over a few words. I apologize, but you get the gist of it. Yeah, it's not uncommon for them to be bisexual. That is not uncommon. So, anyway, you guys take care. Love you.